Gotta rewind. I gotta rewind this on this. Good morning, everybody. Just waiting for the trying to wait until the first thing. This is Ed Sapp said this is worse than the pandemic. Did you say that this morning? What's up, C? There we go. We're all set up. We're all good. We're all good. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. First of all, let me apologize for not being here yesterday. My daughter went to. Let me change this. Let's get this thing straight. My daughter went to Disney World on Sunday, and she didn't get home till like 1 o'clock in the morning, and she was begging me. She's like, "Dad, I want to sleep," because Monday we didn't nobody have to go to school. She was like, "Dad, please don't do your show in the morning. Please let me sleep, please." I was like, okay. And then I don't know what that blue drink was I was drinking during the game, but I had a hangover out, and I guess I was very tipsy. I need to watch that, especially somebody who doesn't drink much like me that drink only once a week, and that's only during football season. I need to watch what I drink, because jeez. What's up, JD Fields? Oh, they got Will Greer back? Good job. Good morning, Bear. Good morning, MBB. What's up, JJ? All right, what are we talking about this morning? The first thing I did, Cooper Rush got a new alarm, and he's not a runner. So we got one. We complained because we didn't have a quarterback that would run. Now we got another one that's not a runner and has a noodle arm, and he has no blocking. Shango was blue. I don't know what that blue drink was. There's a little bit left in the refrigerator. Good morning, Chris. You are definitely in this movie, The Groundhog Day, and we've been in it since like 2000. All right, it has to be just a chord. Yeah, it has to just because I was sitting there talking. I was just sitting there talking. No, it just left. So yeah, just keep me abreast on that situation. But if my sound goes away because we're not touching anything over here, it must be that wire. It has to be a wire that has a short in it. But what was I saying? Jerry, Jerry cut me off. No, they're talking about the coach. Well, no. The first, before I get that, when you talk about Dallas, when you talk about Micah, when you talk about all the stuff that Micah's doing and all that kind of stuff, well, as soon as Micah turns on this podcast, everybody's looking for him to say something or whatever, and they look into his words. I kind of understood what Micah was saying. I didn't see anything like bad. So they like to look into it. This sounds like a guy that doesn't respect his coach. This is like all that is narrative. All that stuff is narrative, and it's just there because we're the Dallas Cowboys and they need content. Now, Micah said that. Micah said they just need content. And that's what we are. We are to the world. We are content. So we need, as a fan base, we need to learn how to separate the content that they produce for entertainment purposes against, what is really going on with our football team. The audio acting like the Cowboys season. That is true. They told him no more podcasts? Or no, they didn't tell him no more podcasts, did he? Or he's the only one with the only one on the team that can have a podcast? He's young. I have no problem with him having a mentor. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is the mentor is not going to be able to do it either. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's like whatever you say, they will figure something out. It's the same with our football team. Whatever we do wrong, they'll figure out. Like this week, perfect example. This week, they're talking. The content is about the sun and how the sun comes through, because you finally saw a play where the sun messed up the play. But if you go back and look at, I don't know what game it was this season. I think it was the 49ers game. And I think it was, I'm trying to think of the interceptions. And there was one interception that Dak threw, and in the highlight you can see he threw directly into that sun. The sun was hitting in, and he threw directly into that sun. And I was like, oh, there go that sun again. Because I know that sun has been a problem in that stadium for a long time. But this week, it is a content thing. And that's why Jerry was so upset. We know what the sun is. Why are you talking about the sun now? We've had it. It's just, it's their content of the week. And they have to figure out something to talk about the Dallas Cowboys to keep the money coming in. I just didn't see anything, Calvin. I just didn't see anything wrong with what Micah said. The thing is, when he said that there's nothing Micah didn't say that wasn't fact. That's kind of what I'm saying. There's nothing that he said that wasn't fact. Coaches can move on, and Zach Martin has done more for the Cowboys because Zach Martin has been here longer. So Zach Martin has done more for the Cowboys than McCarthy. So if you just listen to the conversation, you understand that he's just talking about his group, and he's done more than all these coaches, and that makes all sense. But when you take that and then you spin it and you say he don't have a respect for the coaches and all this kind of stuff, then all you're doing is just creating Cowboys narrative, which is like one of my pet peeves right now. They're not going to stop doing it, but us as a Cowboy fan base need to learn how to discern from what is being done just for content purposes and what is actually real with the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, exactly. And then the media always baits you for that, C. Burleson, because he said you take the media bait. It's like, a good example was, what was it? It was Randy Moss, I think. No, it was T.O. It was T.O. When they asked T.O., what was the question? I can't remember the whole situation, but I know you guys have been, it wasn't with Brett Favre or somebody was his quarterback. But they forced T.O., the interviewer, because T.O. is just like, T.O. is an open book. Once you say something, he's going to say something back. It's just like that. So when they have players like that, they can monetize off of them. And T.O. says something, just basically repeated what the reporter said, and that repeating blew up. And I can't remember, but it was something against the quarterback. I cannot remember what it was. Oh, that's what I'm getting ready to talk about, because that's what MVP Day I said. Am I hopping on the primetime train? No. 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 I'm not jumping on the primetime train. um, prime time. They were just talking about prime time, and they were talking about how Jerry needs to hire someone like prime time that will say, I'm going to do it my way, and you can't, I can leave, just have that energy. But then at the same time, there's no way that Jerry is going to hire a personality like that. And when I love a personality like that, and I don't have any problems with Dion, I want somebody, and I'll say it again, this is nothing against Dion, and the content that's being developed by Dion is what I've been saying since day one. I want somebody who's young and who's doing it right now in the NFL. He's a part of of what's happening, one of the top teams, one of the top schemes, whether it be offense or defense, but one of the top schemes that's doing well in the NFL right now. Because the NFL is a copycat league. So they're doing what they see other people doing. So right now, the best thing, Ben Johnson, what's going on in Detroit. There's several little things going on around the league that's good. I don't want no retreads. I don't want a Cliff Kingsbury. I saw Cliff Kingsbury's on the list or whatever. His old team is flourishing without him. And we're just basing this off a small sample size of what's going on with the Commanders with Kingsbury. And Kingsbury never deserved that other job in the first place. No names, no big names, no nothing. What I want is a nuts and bolts football person who is young, whose scheme is working in the NFL at the moment. Not who can bring a scheme and like Deion Sanders. What kind of offense Deion Sanders run? That's what I'm worried about with him coming to Dallas. What kind of defense is he going to run? What is his tendencies? A whole bunch of stuff information that we don't have in the NFL level about Deion Sanders. So if to me, Deion Sanders would be in a learning mode like he was in college at Jacksonville State if we get him. T.O. said if Brett Favre was a quarterback of the Eagles, they would be winning. Exactly, Don Weedy. That's exactly what it was. And T.O. never brought up Brett Favre. It was the interviewer that brought up Brett Favre, and that blew up like half the season. I just described Cliff. Cliff's team is fine without him. Throw the Travis Hunter on offense. Yeah, there's some stuff that's going on in the NFL. There's teams that's actually doing some things. There's some coaches that's actually doing some good stuff out there in the league. You just got to do your work and find them. You don't do your work and by getting names that your fan base is familiar with and throw those names out there and then get one that's going to do whatever you say, like you did with Mike McCarthy. That's all that hire was. They didn't interview that many people, and when they got Mike McCarthy just said everything. Mike McCarthy lied and said everything they wanted to hear, and then they hired him. Like, yeah, this is our patsy. So in real world, all we're gonna do is just hire another patsy. Deion Sanders is not a patsy, and Bill Belichick is not a patsy. Pat Shurmur is Colorado's OC. See that Pat Shurmur, that's not anything I would do when you have Dak, CD, and Micah under huge contracts. I want to bring somebody that's actually doing it in the NFL. I don't want to bring someone from college. And because college and especially right now, college and NFL, college is a much different game. A better game, actually, to me, in my opinion. a much more fun game to watch. But college is they're even venturing off into two different games almost. Good morning, J. Diaz. Well, Ben Johnson, he was part of that talented offense. You know what I'm saying? They knew how to put players in position. And when a coach has this type player and this type player and this type player over in one player on one team, and he goes to a new team, he's going to get a similar player over here, a similar player over here, and a similar player over here. You know what I'm saying? Because he wants to run what he ran over there. So hopefully you can get better players than you had over there. But he's going to try to get the same type players here to run his same stuff that he did over there. But if he comes here and Jerry forces him to run his offense, run his running game with Zeke and Rico, then you know what the problem is. You know what the problem has been for years. If something like that happens, if he comes here and changes his whole thing because of our talent, it's because the people that's putting the talent together, Jerry Jones, they're not doing a good job. And we already know that. Wade Phillips, Garrett, Big Mike, almost two neck. Yeah, the same dude. That's the same guy, MVP Dad. God, I was doing that. The last show we did on Thursday, I kept saying Wade Phillips instead of Mike McCarthy. It was a Freudian slip, but Wade Phillips, Jason Garrett, and Mike McCarthy. What is different between those three guys? What is different? But which one of them is the one that will stand up for himself and not take anything? Is it Wade? No. Is it Jason Garrett? No. Is it Big Mike? No. All three of them are the same type B personalities. Belichick is an A. Deion Sanders is A, type A. The real reason being he's not dominating top corners. See him versus SEC play. Yeah, exactly, Rick. The odds on us getting a Ben Johnson or us getting someone off of like San Francisco or Kansas City or anything of some scheme that's actually working in the NFL or whatever, we're not going to take a coach from that. We're going to take a coach from history. We're going to take a coach from history. That's the only way that's the only places we get coaches, from history, and you just got a big name and you're a retread, or if Jerry just thinks the world of you. Deion is a walk-around coach, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm telling you, with me not wanting Deion as a coach, has everything to do with the transition of college football to NFL football. No, I just went over the Parsons comment. No, I don't think they're out of pocket. I think his comments are blown up just because we're the Dallas Cowboys. What's up, Mug? I understood exactly what Parsons was saying. Kellen Moore has not been Johnson. This is the only success Kellen Moore has had, and it's strictly because of Saquon Barkley. Strictly because of Saquon Barkley. Jay Recruiter, if we had Saquon Barkley at the beginning of the season, what would our record be? So one player would have made Big Mike look like he's totally different. One guy. I know. They'll bring in Kellen for sure. And the only success Kellen had is with Saquon Barkley. Yeah, nobody from Kansas City because Bieniemy's gone. I was like, when I said it, I was like, B-Mac, I was like, where is Bieniemy? Where is Eric Bieniemy anyway? I can't think of where he went to. Hey Siri, where does Eric Bieniemy coach? Hey Siri, where does Eric Bieniemy? Siri's not talking to me right now. Oh, UCLA. Now that's an option. Somebody that's did their time and has success in NFL and been in college. Yeah, had success on a high level in NFL. Because I think some of the college game can be added to the NFL to make it better. You think Bill is going to the Jaguars? Man, we would not get. We better not even. I better not. I mean, no. Shango James. We better not. We better not get no Kellen Moore. I don't know what I'll do if we get Kellen Moore. I'll lose my mind if we get Kellen Moore. I was just thinking that this morning. I was like, just because of the players, the coaches get pumped up and pushed down. Yeah, Mr. C says no coach has won a Super Bowl with two teams, so no, I don't want no old Bill Belichick. No, it's just with Bill Belichick with me, it's just the fact that he seemed very outdated when he was at New England. And am I wrong in thinking that New England looks a little bit better now? They look a little bit more modern now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's Drake May is that much better than Mac Jones. Or maybe Mac Jones' game was just dumbed down to, I don't know. Can you imagine what our offense would look like with Bill Belichick and Cooper Rush? I mean, we would sit here and go to sleep. I mean, there would be nothing. So I don't know about Bill Belichick in a very, very real football sense, because when he left the game, he didn't leave the game up here as the greatest coach of all time that just ended the Super, like Brady did, just ended the Super Bowl and blah, 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 blah. He didn't end like that. He ended, in a struggle. Overshawn is great, JJ. The only thing I got mad with Overshawn is that touchdown, but it ended up not mattering at the end, but that touchdown by Jalen Hurts when he sidestepped Overshawn. That Overshawn just needed to slow down a little bit and not try to blow the quarterback up. Just make sure the quarterback either gives himself up, which is the same. It's the same blowing the quarterback up and the quarterback just giving himself up, laying down. They're the same exact result. They're both a sack. Both lose yards. They both say you don't need to blow the quarterback up. You just need to secure that tackle. And that was a situation when he just was trying to blow up Hurts when he easily could have just broke down right in front of him and forced Hurts right down on the ground. So that was my only issue with them, and that was coaching. But other than that, Overshawn is outplaying everybody on the defense. Fullen speaks, Eagles are your team. Look, y'all would be good with Belichick. Fullen. Y'all would be actually good with Belichick because you have the ingredients. You have the run game, and you have the receivers that are always open. Overshawn is what we wanted, like Mike to look like a quarterback. Exactly. As an Eagles fan, I'm thankful this holiday season that y'all's year is done. Just like y'all hate us, we hate y'all too. Stay humble, my friend. Yeah, LTA, man. I celebrate every year when the bird is dead. I have a little celebration that I do every year when the bird is dead. I used to do a song and dance on YouTube. There's some in history. Every time the Eagles are mathematically eliminated, I make my announcement that the bird is dead. So I understand. He might be our best linebacker since Sean Lee. Yeah, let's just hold off on him a little bit, JJ. But I feel you 100%. I know. Yeah, Jerry's being recreated right now. So his AI his form will be right there to greet everybody in AT&T Stadium. You will interview you'll be interviewing Jerry Jones's AI character after every game when he's gone. He will still get his interviews in. Mingo the GOAT. We might have Drew. Drew's right. We have the best coach in the division, I think. I mean, come on. I mean, it's not Sirianni. We just have a bad roster. We have the best coach in the league in the division. Probably still best quarterback, but that's coming up in the division. And Hurts is like playing like crazy right now. But we have the worst roster by far. Worst roster. Zeke need to retire now, Poppy Tello. He said, Poppy asked, is Zeke going to retire after the season? I mean, if you just think, out of all the mishaps and how bad, and Cooper Rush's 45 yards, and Trey Lance's ridiculousness, and all the stupidity that went on in that game Sunday, if Zeke didn't fumble at the 1 yard line, and if the Sun didn't just blind CeeDee Lamb, there was 14 points right there to make the game totally different. So it was just our bumbling. We couldn't get out of the way of ourselves. That was what happened. Dallas is now tied for the 6th pick. Yeah, he is, Jaja. Yeah, until somebody else in the division gets up into MVP, then we'll change it. And I'm gonna put Jaden Daniels there quick, because even in his loss, he impressed me a lot. Hurts is not better than Dak. Hurts has okay. All right. Just sit there for a second and just think what Hurts has around him, what Hurts has blocking in front of him, what Hurts has coming out of the backfield, what Hurts has on either side of him, and what Hurts has at tight end. He is gold in every spot. So you're supposed to do that. Kind of like golf. Golf he went back into golf this week with 5 interceptions, but they still won. Why did they still win? Because golf got some monsters behind him, receivers over there, offensive line in front of him, and tight end. It ain't all about the quarterback. No, Quinn is a failure. Quinn hasn't won a Super Bowl, LT, and Quinn has been fired. So. Hurts has greater weapons than Drew. Hurts has greater weapons than Dak. Big facts. When Hurts puts a season like Dak did last year, then we'll be okay. But that's not going to happen. I'm muted again? No, I'm not. I'm good. I'm still here. Kate, I'm still here. I know that's our point, Jaja Binks. That's our point. Saying Dak is the best quarterback in the division and Mike McCarthy is the best coach in the division. That's not saying much at all. At all. That's not saying much at all. But it does tell you how bad our roster is. Because when you put the Dallas Cowboys roster up beside the Philadelphia Eagles roster, it ain't close. When you put the Dallas Cowboys roster up against the Commanders roster, it ain't close. You know, I don't think I kind of agree with them, what they were saying this morning. We don't need a big rebuild. I think Parsons is a special talent, but I would rather keep Parsons and use my energy on finding the right coach and the right situation to play Parsons, because I feel like we're using Parsons in the wrong way just because he can get to the quarterback quick. We use him in that fashion, but we lose on all the other stuff that the defensive end does, like that the defensive end does, like holding, contain, stopping the run, being strong at the point of contact, all that kind of stuff we lose out. So that part might be messing up our defense in a major way with our number one player over there. So we just got to get Micah to where he can still attack the quarterback. But I mean, come on, with Micah and Overshawn in at linebacker, if we can get a formidable front line, finally, if we can get somebody on our defensive line. I mean, guys, come on, they're saying this about Philadelphia and Washington and Dallas. The defensive line, especially this year when we hadn't had DeMarcus Lawrence, the defensive lines with Philadelphia and the Commanders are so much better than ours. It's ridiculous. If we can get some kind of a defensive line and use those guys at linebacker, we'll be a totally different defense. Totally different. We'd be able to slow the run down, and we'd be hawking the quarterback and hawking every run that you could do. He wants to make that DE money. I think, and see, that's the stupid pay structure of the NFL. Quarterbacks make this much, DEs make this much, left tackles make this much, or whatever. So, just pay him that, but play him because he deserves the money. He's a phenom type. Pay him. Just pay him as a phenom. Overshawn was my second best edge. I think our coaches learning from mistakes. Stop trying to tush push when you're up by 20. Just go for it. That's another thing, Frank Boy, about the tush push. This is another reason why the Philadelphia Eagles are so good and we're not. And outside of the talent on the field that Philadelphia has, against what we have, they still, perfect example. The time of the play when we lost the game against Philadelphia, 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1 for the Dallas Cowboys is a passing down. 3rd and 1 for the Dallas Cowboys is a passing down. I don't think you know how serious that is. That 3rd and 1 is a passing down. Philadelphia Eagles, what is 3rd and 1 to you? All you Philadelphia Eagle fans in here, just tell them. Just tell everybody in the chat. What is 3rd and 1? What is 3rd and 1? It's automatic first down. It's 100%. It's 100% first down. Because they have a plan of what to do when they're in 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 1. That's huge. So you got Dak having to throw the ball in the worst situations on 3rd down. And that is the way our offense runs. And they tush push you, just keep on going. And you guys don't know how big that is to be able to convert those 3rd downs. Yeah. 3rd and 1, we did 2 runs and got nothing. Quarterback has nothing to do with this. Jalen Hurts has a little bit to do with this, but they tush push with their backup. So quarterback play has nothing to do with this. This is like scheme thing. In a scheme thing, we set up our players in 3rd and short, and they must pass to get the first down. So that in itself, that one thing by itself makes us a bad football team. Dak's interceptions have been the CD because you have to force it. And all years you've never seen the third and 1, 4th and run. It's just ridiculous. And the only way we'd have got that 3rd and 1, the only way we'd have got that 3rd and 1 is if we threw the ball. What's up, Pride? Yeah, Overshawn has no issues getting sacks from off ball. Yeah, exactly. Him and Micah would be doing some just nasty stuff at linebacker. It would be like just ridiculous. But we don't have a D line. Our D line right now, when you look at our defensive line, when you saw our defensive line playing against Philadelphia, you really didn't know who we had in. What about our lack of red zone offense? I mean, that's the run game, LT. I mean, the run game is a vital part of your red zone offense. Okay, they always tell you the closer you get to the goal line, the harder it is to pass because the window's tightened up, right? So the closer you get to the goal line, the defense is tight and the windows are right here. When you don't have the ability to hand the ball off to the running back and the running back gets in the end zone, or hand the ball off to the running back and they think the running back's going to get to the end zone so they can react on it for play action. If you ain't got none of that with the run game, then your red zone is going to be horrible. You literally have to be like perfect to be able to function in this offense. And plus, everybody, their mama know that Dak is looking for CD on crucial downs. What you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Throw it to Turpin on a crucial down so it'll bounce off his head? He's a rookie. Yeah, Caleb Carson is a rookie. And again, Cortland Brown, Caleb Carson is another reason why I did not go to training camp, because he was another one of the people that were him, Guyton, Flournoy. I mean, they were pumping these guys up out of training camp as these guys going to be like instant studs for the Cowboys. And not only were they not instant studs, they've been a negative. All three of them. Flournoy only got like a couple of snaps and was a negative with his fumble. Kaysen was a negative with Carson. I mean, Caleb Carson was a negative with all those plays he gave up. He never even looked back at the ball. I mean, he was just like just running with the guy and then like this. And then don't get me started about the offensive lineman. He's probably been the worst of all of them. Good morning, angry Cowboys fan. Yeah, Turpin hadn't made a big catch in a long time. So I just don't know why. You know, I saw big frustration in Dallas. These fake social media influencers or whatever acting all Dallas. I'm just getting all upset, and I'm like, why are you upset? Who in the world thought this Cowboy roster was going to be anything this season? Exactly, LT. I said that earlier. If we can and see, Philadelphia invested in their defensive line. They invested in those in those defensive tackles. You know what I'm saying? We haven't invested in those defensive tackles. So I mean, we did with Mozzie, and we chose poorly. So somehow we need to fix that defensive line, and suddenly once you fix the defensive line, everything behind them will get better. Everything behind them will get better. Even Carson. Everything has to do with the awful coach. Exactly. What's up, Blue Five? Coach Prime is coming. Oh, he would come to Dallas, but I doubt Jerry would hire him because Jerry can't control him, and Prime would be bigger than Jerry. After a football game, the reporters are rushing towards somebody because they're all going back in. They see Jerry Jones coming, and they see Deion Sanders dancing, laughing. Who do you think the reporters are going to run over to? They're gonna run over to Dion. So it would be a great thing for us, and on that part, because then nobody would pay Jerry any attention because all the attention would go to Dion. The only thing is, will Dion have real NFL coaches with him if he comes, and like Ben Carson type people that are doing it at this level? Will he be able to bring those guys? I don't know. I wouldn't want Shedeur to be in Dallas. I wouldn't want Shedeur to be in Dallas. Whoever is the quarterback in Dallas is going to have to. I think the only quarterback that could be in Dallas is probably Arch Manning, because he has so much clout that people won't talk trash about him. You know what I'm saying? he has the name. The media is going to talk him up all the time. The media is not going to talk down Arch Manning ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're already taking down today. That was taking down Caleb Williams. They're already taking down Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is horrible. Like 12 minutes into his career, he's horrible. In Dallas, if you don't start out and if you're not smoking, if you're not in Dallas, if you're not perfect, if you don't believe me, go ask Tony Romo and Dak Prescott. If you're not perfect, they're going to come down on you so hard. So I do not want that. The only person that can handle that is Archie, Peyton, Eli. What was the other one? What's his name? I can't think of his name. What's the other Manning's name? I can't think of. But no, that family is the only one that can stop that type of pile on. Oh, Jerry Jones is about to do this segment. Oh, it's time for me to go take my kids to school. Time to do Jerry Jones. Let Jerry Jones feed the trolls. I don't think, Dallas Cowboys, I just don't think Bill Belichick was a good coach when he left. And Dallas Cowboys, just look at the New England Patriots last year when they had him, and look at them this year. Don't they look and feel a lot better than they did last year? Doesn't this rookie quarterback look better, but a lot better than the other quarterback last year that are very similar to each other? Cooper Manning. Thank you, Anita. Yeah. I'm good, Sean Bridgeberg. Very good. We should have put Dave Campo in that list of the same guy, because Dave Campo is also the same guy as Wade Phillips, who is the same guy as Jason Garrett, who's the same guy as Mike McCarthy. All of them weak personalities, and Jerry will always be the main character. So if you want to find out who our coach will be after Mike McCarthy, if this lame duck gets cooked, then look through those personalities and find another person with a personality similar to those four guys, and you found your new Dallas Cowboy coach.